What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to all of the absolutely incredible contributions from my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series 86 Buzzworthy Bumblebee Deluxe Class CLIFFJUMPER. That's a whole lot to say. Basically what we have here, much like that Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cup figure, is a more cartoon-accurate color scheme representing how CLIFFJUMPER looked in the original 1986 animated film. And this guy is not easy to find. I have been to multiple Target stores for the past month or so, and literally all I see are cup figures. So he is getting taken off shelves very quickly, and when you combine that with the fact that this figure is actually short packed, makes him hard to find. For the package though, as you can see, you got that very classic Buzzworthy Bumblebee look with the yellow and you got the black all over the place. You got a couple characters here like Bumblebee, you see RC up there, I can't even tell who that is. No clue, honestly. You got Optimus Prime down there. Side here has a nice up-close image of CLIFFJUMPER from the Transformers the movie. And then when you come around to the back of the package, you got product shots of him in his vehicle in robot mode. He does come with his display stand because this is still part of the Studio Series line. And you can see that he transforms in 19 steps. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have the new Buzzworthy Bumblebee CLIFFJUMPER open up and out of its packaging. And if you have the other figure, you really pretty much know what to expect here. Weapon-wise, it is the same. You do have that cannon thing that can also be attached to the bottom of him. You just kind of line all this stuff up, peg that in. He's going to have these little front ski guys, and I'll put that on the wrong spot. So it is, like I said, it is the exact same in terms of the weapons. Coloring is a little bit different as well, but really not that much. You get the idea. I'm not going to focus too much on that. So you do get those accessories with him still, but the best part about this guy is the color on him. I know some people don't really like it. I personally, I love it. I think that it looks so much more cartoon accurate, which is the point of it. Now, bringing in the original, this is the Earthrise one. You can see that it does have a much darker paint scheme. You also have the translucent window here, whereas this one is painted. You got some Autobot logos that look much better. You got one here on the roof, which does also translate to the vehicle or the robot mode. You got this one right down here, but instead you have it down here, which again, very accurate because he had one there on the foot. Looking around here, like the tires look like the same. That might be a little bit lighter. You got a nice silver stripe here in the back, whereas this has black and silver. And then you look at the front, and then you got the silver in the middle, and then the highlights, and then that has that big section. It kind of makes it look like it's a Challenger or something like that. But, I mean, one is not better than the other. It's a personal preference kind of thing. And for me, personally, I do like this color a lot better. It is just a more accurate representation of how CLIFFJUMPER looked in the actual cartoon. And I want to give a shout out to my channel member Daniel, who in a recent live show actually won this figure. So this is going to be on its way to you in the next couple days. But it is, I mean, like I said, I just really like the coloring on this one so much more. And that even comes into play in the robot mode for him. Obviously, the same and all that kind of fun stuff, getting this kind of off to the side. Transformation is identical, though, so I'm not going to really focus on it. But utilizing that good old-fashioned Optibotimus movie magic, we're going to go from CLIFFJUMPER looking like this. Such a much better look for... Oh, I'm hitting stuff. Sorry. I just think that he really does look so much better in this color scheme. I think that he just stands out absolutely beautifully. Now, again, in terms of the accuracy of things, when you look at the actual cartoon model, he did have the gray through the legs, the arms, the black sections here for the shoulder bits, and, of course, the Autobot logo there in the front. That just looks so much. And I know a lot of people don't like the fact that he's a part former. Could they have done a better job with that? Probably. Doesn't bother me really all that much. Honestly, no. But I do get, where people are upset about him, but I think that he looks great. That head sculpt is fantastic. Getting that focused in there. Again, the coloring just looks wonderful. The Autobot logo, you can see it's a little bit faded, which is nice. And then you also have that down here in the foot area. But the rest of them, it is just, for me, an absolute wonderful figure sitting there. I love the way that this looks. It is such an improvement. And then, again, bringing in Daniel's CLIFFJUMPER so that you can see that. Again, it's not that this is a bad figure. I just think that the coloring on the new one is so much nicer. Realistically, the folks over at Hasbro did say that they wanted the cars to kind of have a real-world sort of look. And when they thought about that, they wanted things like clear windows. They thought that that's what we would want. And honestly, I think more people kind of want this. I don't think that people are going to really kind of search for this, especially since he is, from what I understand, short packed, which means you're going to get a lot more cup figures in that case than you're going to get CLIFFJUMPER. So it is probably going to be harder to find, and I think that that's going to kind of shoot Hasbro in the foot. I think, for the most part, releasing this is fine, but I think that most people, if they could choose, would go with it. Now, I mean, I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. But for me, it's all about this guy. It just looks so much nicer. Articulation is the same. I will say that the plastic does have a little bit more of a thin feel. I don't know necessarily, it does kind of feel a little bit heavier. So I don't know necessarily if this guy is, because it's got the darker red. I don't know, but it does have a kind of heavier feel to it. One thing also to note is that his chest is now all molded in this bluish color, and then the outer section appears to be what's painted. Whereas this, and I'm dropping stuff, this is clear, so again, I don't know if that really goes towards the weight of it or anything, but just a better overall figure. I do feel some of the thinness, like in these panels on the side. It does feel a little bit more kind of lightweight, but overall, a great figure, one that I liked in terms of the mold originally. So doing this and giving us the more cartoon accurate look for him just is super stellar. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers Studio Series Buzzworthy Bumblebee Deluxe Class CLIFFJUMPER. Now, as far as I know, the Buzzworthy Bumblebee figures, at least here in the United States, are exclusive to Target stores. So again, that makes it a little bit more difficult to try to find this guy. But he is out there, just probably going to be hard to find him. But I ultimately would recommend picking him up if you're like me and want that cartoon look. If not, this guy's perfectly fine. As I said several times, it is just a matter of personal preference. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. As always, remember to be hitting that like button. And finally, guys, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.